get started. So at first we should define what is connective tissue. So connective tissue, as the name suggests, what is it? It is a group of tissues in a body that maintains the form of a body and its organs and provide cohesion and internal support, right? So it is providing the form of the body, it is connecting the organs, it is providing cohesion, internal support and all, right? So the connective tissue includes several types of fibrous tissue that vary only in their density and cellularity. Okay, what does it mean? That is the matrix, the density and the cellularity of these fibrous tissues will vary, which will be dependent on the function what they are performing, right? So it is clear. So as well as they will be more specialized and recognizable variants, like you can say that bone is a connective tissue, ligaments are connective tissue, tendons are connective tissue, cartilage, adipose and fat tissues, these all are connective tissue because they are providing the organs internal support, they are providing cohesion. So these all are maintaining the form of the body. So without bone, without the blood, without the cartilage, without these fat or adipose tissue, your body will not have any form or shape. So these are very important. So this is different types of connective tissue: dense connective tissue, adipose tissue, areolar tissue, compact bone connective tissue or blood connective tissue. So these are different types of connective tissue. Now let us move to the details as per your NCERT book. Okay. So what is connective tissue? Connective tissue, as the name suggests, we feel that it connects something, right? So here connective tissue is blood is a type of connective tissue. So why it is called connective tissue? So a clue is provided in the introduction of this chapter. We have told when we started with epithelial tissue only in the introduction that blood is carrying certain substances from one part of the body to another. So it is acting as a connecting link. So let us look at this type of tissue in more detail. So the cells of connective tissue, what is their speciality? They are loosely spaced and embedded in intercellular matrix. Okay. So the matrix may be jelly-like, fluid, dense or rigid. So the matrix or the base, it may be jelly-like, it may be a fluid, it may be dense or it may be very rigid. Okay, they are loosely spaced. This type of tissue, this type of connective tissue are loosely spaced. They will be jelly-like, they will be fluid, they will be rigid or they will be dense. So make this thing clear. So the nature of the matrix differs in concordance with the function of the particular connective tissue. So what does this mean? That the matrix type will differ on the per function which they are performing. So cartilage, ligament, blood, bone, all are connective tissues. So on the function they are performing, their matrix will vary on that. So we can say that the blood will be fluid. So the function is like that only because many substances are carried through the blood, through the fluid from one part of the body to another. But the cartilage, the ligament, the bones, they should be rigid, hard, dense because their activity is like that only. They can't be fluid. Right, is it clear? Now first activity we will do, take a drop of blood on a slide, observe different cells present in it under a microscope. Okay, so you in your lab, in your class, you are taking a drop of blood, you are pricking your fingertip with a disposable needle, then you are pricking it, you are putting that drop of blood on the glass slide and you are drawing a film and you are seeing how many types of cells are there in your blood. So this it will be done with the help of your class teacher itself. Okay, so you can't do it on your own. So this is what, when you draw a blood film and you are observing the blood film on that slide, you will be observing under the microscope. So what you are observing? You are observing different types of white blood corpuscles. That is neutrophil, you will observe eosinophil, you will observe basophil, lymphocyte, monocyte as well as platelets. So these all are the things which you will observe, right? Now blood has a fluid matrix, it is liquid. It is having a fluid matrix called the plasma, in which the red blood corpuscles, RBCs, white blood corpuscles or WBCs and platelets are suspended. Right? So the RBCs, WBCs and platelets are on the fluid base of the blood, that is, fluid is the plasma. So the plasma contains proteins, it contains salts, it contains hormones. So blood flows and transports gases, digested food, hormones and waste materials to different parts of the body. So it is carrying all the waste materials, all the digested food and hormones from one part of the body to another. So it is connecting different parts of the body, it is transporting. So this is how blood is acting as a connective tissue. So next comes the bone. It is the second connective tissue. So let us move on to the bone now. Now, first we have studied about the blood connective tissue. Now next comes the bone. Bone is another example of connective tissue. It forms a framework that supports the body. So it is the skeleton is a bone framework which is supporting the full body. If there is any deformity in any part of your skeleton, your body shape will be deformed. So it is the framework, right? So it also anchors the muscles and supports the main organs of the body. So if you are not having your skeletal system, if you are not, suppose you are not having your rib cage, so who will be supporting your, covering or protecting your lungs as well as your heart or in the internal organs? So if your skull was not there, so where would the internal brain part exist? So the skull is protecting or supporting the main organs of the body, and it anchors the muscles. So all the muscles in your body, it's actually a nerve muscle physiology. So if the muscles are being supported in the bone itself, so it is strong and non-flexible tissue. And what would be the advantage of these properties for bone functions? So bone cells are embedded in the hard matrix that is composed of calcium, phosphorus and compounds, right? Now this is the bone part, right? Now two bones are again connected to each other with a connective tissue that is called ligament. So first we have spoken about blood, then we spoke about the second connective tissue, that is the bone, and next we are here with the third connective tissue, that is the ligament. So this tissue is very elastic and it has a considerable strength. Okay, ligaments are, we can say that they contain very little matrix and they connect the bones with the bones. Okay, so in your ankle portion, when you fold, when you bend, when you twist your ankle, that portion where the ankle is rotating around or moving, that is fully ligaments portion. So when you suddenly while walking you twist your leg, you get hurt. So both two bones in the ankle junction is connected by ligaments. Your ligaments get tear there. So your ligaments are sprained there. They get tear because they are also a flexible elastic like tissue. So if whenever you are stretching it, it should come back to the original form. That is what is happening when you are normally exercising or rotating your legs. Okay, not legs, your feet. Okay, the ankle portion. So when it is stretched to a certain extent, in a rubber band also the elasticity is lost, there also in that ankle portion also the ligaments get tear. So there is a wear and tear of ligaments which will affect to swelling, pain and so much things will happen. So ligaments contain very little matrix and they connect bones to bones. So I gave an example of ligaments here. Next comes tendons. So what are tendons? Tendons connect the muscles to the bones and are another type of connective tissue. So tendons is another kind of connective tissue. Tendons are fibrous and they are having great strength but limited flexibility. So tendons, where we are getting the tendons? In between the bones only tendons are there and they are connecting the bones to another type of connective tissue, right? So these tendons are fibrous tissue but they are not at all very much flexible because their flexibility is limited and they are having great strength. Okay. So this is just for your reference. I have taken 3 types of tendons which are present in our body. This is for higher classes. These diagrams are not at all required, but these you can see, this are the parts, that is the flexor tendons. These tendons allows humans to bend their joints and curl their fingers. So curling of fingers, bending of the joints. Flexor tendons are located in the hand where the hand meets the wrist. So it is located where the hand is meeting the wrist. And extensor tendons allow the humans to straighten their joint and extend their toes. So these are the functions of the flexor tendons as well as the extensor tendons. And the ligamentous tendons, these are the tendons which connect the bones to the bones and muscles. So these are the different types of tendons which are located in different parts of the body. And for your knowledge, these diagrams I have given, but these are out of your scope, so don't stress on this. Just know that tendons are joining bones to bones or muscles. They are allowing the joints and their toes to straighten, to bend, and to curl the fingers and to bend the joints. So this is all you should know. So next we will move on to the next type of connective tissue. Now another type of connective tissue here is the cartilage, and it has widely spaced cells. So let us see, as per the diagram, what is it telling. Types of blood cells we have seen is the diagram A. Compact bone is B. C is the hyaline cartilage. So let us see. See, bone is compact bone. This B diagram shows the compact bone. So what is it? Inside the bone, these are the Haversian canals, that is contains blood vessels and nerve fibers. These are Haversian canals. And what is this? This is canaliculus, which contains slender process of bone cells or osteocytes. So this is containing the bone cells or osteocytes. It is called canaliculus. And Haversian canals, these are Haversian canals which are containing blood vessels and nerve fibers. Now the next one we have told it. I have told you about the tendons and ligament, and this is the cartilage. So cartilage, we have told that there are widely spaced cells. You can see so much space is there. This is the hyaline cartilage having hyaline matrix, and these are cells chondrocytes. So the solid matrix is composed of proteins and sugars, and cartilage smoothens the bone surfaces at the joints and is also present in nose, ear, trachea and larynx. So it is present in the nose. Cartilage, you can see the outer pinna portion, it is made up of cartilage. It is smoothing the bone surfaces of joints, and it is also present in nose. When the upper part of the nostril, the nose, it is the cartilage only. The ear pinna, it's the cartilage. The trachea, larynx, these are all cartilaginous tissues. We can fold the cartilage of the ears, but we cannot bend the bones in our arms. So think how the two tissues are different. Okay, as it is having the cartilage is having widely spaced cells, in that it is having so much space that you can fold your ear, you can just press your nose, but you can't you can bend it holding the nose, you can bend it right and left, but you can't bend your arm like that. So bones are strong and rigid, and cartilages are they are just, we can say that, smooth. They are smooth, and they are present. They are smoothing the bone surfaces and the joints. Okay. Next comes the areolar connective tissue. So what is the areolar connective tissue? The areolar connective tissue is found between the skins and the muscles. Okay, it is found in between the skins and the muscles, around the blood vessels and the nerves, and in the bone marrow. So where is it found? Near the skin and the muscles, around the blood vessels, and in the nerves, and in the bone marrow. So it fills the space inside the organs, it supports the internal organs and helps in repair of the tissue. So areolar connective tissue is filling the space between the skin, between the muscles, in the nerves, in the blood cells, as well as in the bone marrow, right? So let us see this areolar tissue. How does it look? So this areolar tissue, this is having a mast cell, This is having a plasma cell, having a collagen fiber. This fibers which will help you to repair the lost tissues or help you to repair the damaged part, this areolar tissue. Then these are the reticular fiber, fibroblast cells and macrophages. So this details of this areolar tissue will be there in your higher classes. Okay, so now it is beyond your scope. So whatever is there, types of ligaments, in your connective tissue, blood, bone, other connective tissues like ligament, tendons, cartilage, areolar connective tissue, where are they present and what are their functions? Simple, you just go through it and with these diagrams and labelings. So beyond that, it is in your higher classes, right? Next comes the, we can say, where the fats are stored in our body. It is the fat storing tissue or the adipose tissue. Below the skin and between the internal organs, the cells of this tissue are filled with fat globules. Okay, the storage of fats also lets it act as an insulator. So more you are having adipose tissue, so the fat people, you can see, they are always feeling hot because their body is fully present with the fat globules which is present inside the adipose tissue, and they keep this is keeping the body warm and it is acting as an insulator. So how does this adipose tissue look like? These are the fat droplets. This is the nucleus. You can see these are the nucleus of this fat droplets. This is the adipocyte or adipose cell or the fat tissue, right? So next, today we are done with this short episode of this connective tissue. In the next class, we will be reading with this muscular tissue. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends. If you are having any queries, any doubts, please do write in my comment box, because in the next class, I will be clearing your doubts and then I'll start with the next lesson. So stay tuned, stay updated and keep learning with all my videos which I am posting. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.